Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Liang. I am the English teaching assistant at Hushan Elementary. I'm working with teacher Elvis, who has asked me to answer a few questions. First, let me introduce myself. I recently graduated from college with double majors in Asian American Studies and Communication Studies. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, in the United States. Okay, let's begin with the questions. The first question I was asked is, what are some major difficulties I've experienced in Taiwan? I'll just go through them very quickly. First is communication. I think that Taiwanese people tend to be a little more indirect, and Americans tend to be more direct. And also, of course, there's the communication barrier of language. I don't speak, my Chinese isn't very good, unfortunately, so it's hard for me to get around sometimes. But fortunately, Taiwanese people have been incredibly helpful in understanding my situation. Um, it's also kind of a good thing that I am ethnically Chinese because they speak to me as if I am a local. So I learn a lot about Chinese language in that way. Sometimes I respond uh, when I understand. Other times I pretend that I understand when a Taiwanese person is speaking to me, just nod my head. Other times I have to say, 不好意思，我是外来的，我听不懂. So then I have to explain. They have to explain it some other way. But I would have to say, oh, in addition, another major difficulty is being away from friends and family. I do miss home a lot. But I would have to say that my experience in Taiwan has mostly been very positive. Taiwanese people are very hospitable. I am really inspired by the diverse culture of Taiwan, the good food, and Elon's beautiful environment. The next question is, in addition to Mandarin, what other skills, like sports and traditional skills, would you like to learn in Taiwan? Um, I'd like to dabble in different things. I'd like to learn more about calligraphy. I'd like to learn about Taiwanese drumming, uh, surfing, and a little bit of Taiyu. If I can pick that up, that would be very useful. Also, we don't have Diabolo in the U.S., so I'd like to dabble in that as well. The next question is, what do you think about Taiwanese hospitality? Um, I think it's very unique to Taiwanese culture. I've had numerous experiences while eating with families where they would encourage me to eat more or place food on my plate. Um, I think it means that um, food and relationships are very closely linked, and I think that Americans can learn a lot from Taiwanese hospitality. I think Taiwanese people are very caring. There's this new term that teacher Elvis actually taught me called, I think it's called Lei Tan, and recently I fell off my scooter in the rain, and I felt really helpless, but moments later I received actually a lot of help from Taiwanese people. So a guy on the street called the ambulance, and I was rushed to the hospital. Moments later, Kelly, one of the administrators of the Fulbright Foundation, was there to translate for me. Um, the nurse at Hushan helped me a lot by changing my bandages, and that was very nice. So I feel very fortunate to be surrounded by all of these really uh, warm and caring people of Taiwan. Um, the next question is, what do you think about Taiwanese kids? Um, they're energetic, well behaved for the most part, funny, and smart. I also like that they greet the teachers in the hallways. They would say things like, you know, 老师好, right? Or hello teacher. And I think that's incredibly nice. It doesn't happen so much in the U.S., unfortunately. um, yeah, I'm always inspired by Taiwanese kids. I think they bring out the child in me, and I think I can learn a lot from teaching Taiwanese children. The last question is, for you, what kind of personality is necessary to be a successful English teacher? I would say that the criterias for being a successful English teacher is actually in parallel with Fushan's principles, which are consideration, patience, and love. Firstly, consideration. I think a good English teacher needs to be considerate of their students' English abilities and the level that they are at. So that way they can plan lessons that match that level and that they can then improve to the next level. Second is patience. As an English teacher, I take a lot of effort and time to get to know each of my students. And also, it's important not to be too irrational and impatient when, for example, a student misbehaves or if certain problems arise in the classroom. So I think patience is incredibly important to being a good English teacher. Lastly is love. Love for your kids, basically. Um, I think this is a very important criteria to have love because I think children are our future, and just my few days working with Hushan elementary students, um, I just receive so much inspiration from them. I already treat them as if they are my own family, as if they are my own brothers and sisters. Um, they are really wonderful kids, and I can already tell that they have excellent parents and outstanding administrations and outstanding parents that really take care of them. That's all for the questions for now. I look forward to a wonderful year working with Hushan Elementary. Please feel free to ask me any questions anytime. Thank you.